Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley, and today I wanted to do a full face of Sydney Grace products. So if you have not run across Sydney Grace, I cannot recommend them more highly. I will absolutely go on record as saying that their eyeshadow formula is easily one of my top 5, hands down. I have talked about them a little bit on my channel before, but in honor of their Christmas in July sale, which is due to begin on July 12th, I thought why not sit down and put a whole bunch of their products on my face. Now, obviously this is not sponsored. They have no idea who I am. But I just really like their brand, and I think it's really exciting to really promote indie brands, and that's something that I want to make a stronger push towards on my channel, is really helping to support smaller creators out there. Now, Sydney Grace, when you think about indie brands, they are kind of on the more well-known side of things. So they're not being picked up and sold in like Sephora and Ulta, but they are not anymore at a stage where they're pressing eyeshadows at their kitchen table. So that's what I mean as far as they're kind of a more well-known, but they're still an indie brand. Does that make sense? I really hope so. Now, before I kind of talk about the different products that I have, I do want to say I am again filming in my living room, which is why we have this lovely backdrop, which is, let's be honest, it's a sheet. But that means that I am on the hardwood floor, so you might hear some echo. I do have 2 hopefully sleeping babies next to me. They are sleeping less and less these days, so it makes filming a little bit more challenging. And I have dogs and a cat, so we'll hope for the best. All right, so when it comes to Sydney Grace, as I said, their eyeshadow formula is hands down one of my very favorites. So I do have quite a few of them. The one that I've talked about the most is this right here. This is their Autumn's Rain palette. I picked this up a couple of years ago. I do believe it is still available. I think they made it part of their permanent line, but it is absolutely stunning. It is such a beautiful palette. When I've done my top ranked palettes, this is always in there because it is just so good. Here this year, back in February, I want to say, I picked up their newest palette, which is their Enduring Love palette. And it is also just absolutely stunning. It has all of these beautiful cooler toned shades in there. They do have, this is the light version, but they do also have a deeper version as well, which I think is so smart. And then I have, let me open it up before it reflects everywhere, a whole slew of single shadows, and I think this is what we're going to play with today because I don't give my singles nearly enough love, so I think this is what we're going to pull from. But I do also have a couple of their shadows over in this palette right here, which I have featured here recently, and I did have a request to swatch Twisted Shifter, which is their duochrome right here. Gosh, I'm hoping that it'll pick up a little bit better in the swatch, because when I just showed the pan last time, it was so hard to get the shift. So we've got purple. Let me zoom, see if I can get it here. If I can get the flash of green in there. Gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I think where I swatched it on my hand, oh, I think that might have done it a little bit, was less than impressive, but this shadow is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now I do also have some other duochromes from them. So I have this right here. This is a loose pigment. It is in the shade Pistol, and it is definitely a glittery duochrome, so I gotta be really careful it doesn't get all over my floor. It's definitely much more of a topper than anything else. Yeah, I don't think it's going to show up quite as well because I don't have anything tacky on my hands. But I don't know how well you can see that. It is amazing. It's very pretty. This is what it looks like on my finger. if I can get the zoom in. Sorry, you can probably hear one of my dogs clickety-clacking around. It's the little one. And then I also have this monster right here. It's the same type of product, it just is in a different package. This is in Comforting Light. This one is not quite as just toppery glittery as Pistol is. This is a little bit more flaky, and so it swatches much better. But it's got kind of a green shift to it as well. Oh, so freaking stunning. I love Sydney Grace. I have one of their glitters, which I'm not going to swatch because it's glitter and glitters just get everywhere, but it is this gorgeous, gorgeous green. Love it, absolutely love it. And then I have one other pigment in the shade Crystal, which, let me see if I can get a good swatch. This one is also, come on, going to fly everywhere if I'm not careful. Yikes. I always try to swatch it out of the lid. Oh my god, it is just amazing. So that is Crystal. I don't know how well you can see it. But these, I'm definitely a fan of interesting shadows, and Sydney Grace has a lot of really interesting, fun shadows, which, I mean, that's for me part of what makeup's about, right? Alright, so enough of me rambling, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in. I'm gonna try to do this with my hair down. No, I'm not. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna pin my hair back a little bit and we'll jump into putting some of this beautiful stuff on my face. All right, here we are back again with my hair pulled back, zoomed in on my face a little bit, and I think I want to do something a little bit outside of my comfort zone, so we're gonna go with greens, I think. Now, I will have the names of all the shades that I'm using in the description box below, but in the crease, I think I want to start with a little bit of this peachy shade right here, as well as a little bit of this brownish shade there. Now, I have already primed and set my lids using my MAC paint pot, which is what I always use. And we'll go ahead and start buffing this in. Now, Sydney Grace shadows, like I said, they are so well made. Their mattes are gorgeous and blendable. They are pigmented without being overly pigmented. And anytime I say overly pigmented, my mind, as well as many other minds, goes directly to subculture. I mean, that just became the poster child of overpigmentation, I guess. Which, for some people, is totally fine. I am not knocking overpigmentation, but if you don't know how to work with it, then it can be challenging, right? So that's why I talk about it. If you go into it knowing that it's gonna be all kinds of pigmented, then it's a little bit easier to work with because you know what to expect, but it wouldn't be beginner friendly in my mind. But these, on the other hand, these Sydney Grace shadows, they're amazing. I think that they are very, very friendly regardless of whether you are newer to eyeshadow or whether you are someone who has had a long-standing love affair. I think that they are something that you could easily work with and really enjoy. All right, so I think that's as far as I want to go with that. What do I want to do? I kind of want to get a little crazy and put some green in the crease as well. I think I just want to make this a very, very green look. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to put that directly into the crease, nice and deep into the crease. All right, I'm sure I've shifted just a little bit. Crying baby. Well, one of them's awake right now, so we'll just keep on rolling, and hopefully she will be happy to just sit and rock with me without being too upset about it. Alright, so I'm going to take this lovely green shade and just start working it into the crease. Much lower than the shades that we used before. I don't think I love this brush for it. I think it's a little too dense, but you know, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. So, how has everybody been doing? Did everybody have a nice 4th of July? Was there anything that you were able to do? I know where I am, the little town next to where I live, they had their 4th of July fireworks show, and it's what we have gone to years past because it's really, really a nice setup. Where they have it is just really, really friendly, and you get a really good view of the fireworks. I love fireworks. 4th of July is my favorite holiday. That and Halloween, they kind of run neck and neck, but 4th of July, I just have always had a love of the 4th of July because it's just a fun holiday, and I just have a lot of really good memories associated with it, and I am obsessed with fireworks. I think they are just freaking beautiful. Using my first brush with no product on it, if I know where I set that down, there it is. I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of buff these two shades together, nothing too crazy. But yeah, so 4th of July is my favorite. The place that we usually go for fireworks did still have their show, but we didn't attend. With everything that's going on with you know, quarantine and the babies and everything, it just didn't seem prudent for us to go out. And as I mentioned in my last video, I am still dealing with the mastitis. Thankfully, at the time that I am filming this now, I seem to be on the upswing, which is nice. But yeah, so we opted to stay in. And with my toddler, he usually goes to bed, well, we usually go up to bed at 8. And here recently, I think just because it stays light out for so long, he takes forever to fall asleep, forever. Like, I'm up there until well after 9 every night because we go to sleep together. And that's a new story that I'll have to touch on at some point as well. But so fireworks, they happen past his bedtime and things like that. So we had actually just cooked a little bit and stayed in the house. It was really pretty low key. Now, using this same BH Cosmetics brush that I've been using, I'm gonna go into a darker shade of kind of green blue. It's this one right here. And I'm gonna work that along the outer V. So yeah, we really didn't do a whole lot. And when I took him up and we were laying down to go to sleep, there were fireworks going on all around us. And I was super, super excited because for me, that is everything that I want. I want to be able to, for the 4th of July, have like a cookout in my backyard, and then once it starts getting dark, just stay in my backyard and watch a whole bunch of fireworks. Like, for me, that is a perfect holiday. So when all of these fireworks started, I was super duper excited. Now, where I live, it is not legal to do fireworks. Very near to where I live, though, it is. So there's a lot of bleed over in that respect. There are a lot of people that are just like, meh, I can get my hands on them, so I'm gonna go ahead and do them. Now, before I get too far in, I'm also going to apply this shade right here all over my lid and just sort of embrace what we're doing. So yeah, so all of these fireworks start going off and I'm super duper excited. So My toddler is not asleep. He's nowhere near asleep. So I'm like, okay, let's go downstairs, go out in the backyard, and let's watch these fireworks, because we've never really done fireworks with him because, you know, he's only 2 going on 3. And so it just didn't make a lot of sense. Certainly not, you know, his first year of life, but even last year, not so much. God, that's pretty. Yeah, we just have never done it. So I was super excited, come downstairs with him, go out in the backyard, and we see a few, and we're sitting in the grass, and I am loving life. I am so happy. I'm so excited, especially kind of in this sea of not so awesome times. This just felt like a wonderful reprieve, I guess. Did it last? No. My kid, he goes, Mama, it's bedtime. And I was like, but we're going to stay up a little bit. We're going to watch these fireworks. It's going to be great. Mama, it's past bedtime. I'm like, why are you being so responsible? This is not the time to be responsible. This is the time to be having fun. I've not added any new product to this brush. I'm just sweeping it under the lashes here to do my lower lash line. So yeah, I was super bummed because he was not having any of it. He wanted to go back upstairs and lay down. So we go back upstairs, lay down in his bed. His bedroom faces the backyard. So I was like, okay, we'll go in, we'll lay down, and I'll open the blinds so that we can still kind of watch it, but he can still, you know. All right, so quick battery change later. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything, but I did take the opportunity to go up and grab my glitter glue because I think we're gonna use one of these pigments as well. As much as I am digging on the green eye, I kind of wanna add a little, you know, something to it. Anyway, so where was I? I know that I was about to blend out my under eye a little bit. So again, just taking kind of a fluffy brush, and then this brown shade that we put in the crease, I'm just gonna use that to kind of blend out the under eye a little bit. So yeah, we were upstairs in his room. It overlooks the backyard. We can still see the fireworks from just everywhere. I'm like, okay, this will be awesome. I can be selfish. I can lay in bed with him and we can watch fireworks. Nope. Mommy, turn off the window. Okay, good. So I finally had an opportunity where it would have been exactly what I have always wanted for a 4th of July to be. And my toddler was just like, no, Mama, beauty rest first. So yeah, that happened. But I mean, overall, I'm not upset. I'm just, you know, it's a funny story at this point because I'm lucky enough that I got to spend the holiday with my kid, and there will be tons more holidays in the future. I just thought it was kind of a funny, slightly ironic story. So I am just dipping back into that brown, blend out a little bit of that extra green shadow that I just put underneath my eyes. And I think it's looking really nice. Overall, I think it's looking a little dark, but I think it's looking really nice. I just love these shadows. They are so pretty. But as I said, I do think that I want to add just a little bit, like, these shades are so pretty and multi-dimensional. Like the shade that I just put all over my lid, let me give you a quick swatch, has kind of a golden shift to it. So it is looking like that right there. So pretty, but I never seem to want to stop anywhere. So we're gonna add a little more. Let's see, I think I want to take Pistol, that kind of glittery shade that I mentioned before. I'm going to take just a little bit of my NYX glitter primer. I know I called it glitter glue before. I think that's just what we're all so used to calling things. And I'm just going to tap it all over the center of my lid. I'm sorry if you can hear one of the babies. She is just kicking away. She's my little traveler because she sits in her little rocking chair and she kicks her legs and she just sort of travels all over. It's really, really cute. All right, and then I think just using my finger, I'm gonna go ahead and tap this all over. And look at that, look at that. It is gorgeous. Every time I say the word gorgeous, the voice that I hear in my head is Kat from Beauty News when she goes, gorgeous. That is what I always think of when I say the word gorgeous. I mean, this is, look at that. Oh, I got a little bit of fallout. That's my fault. But I mean, get out. Get out. It's just so pretty. My husband's gonna hate it. He hates glitter. That's okay. All right, now we are going to zoom out. I'm gonna apply my mascara and all that kind of stuff because nobody cares about that. And then we're gonna add a little bit of complexion product. So I'll be right back. All right, so here we are back with mascara on, and I realized one thing that I'm missing, and that is an inner corner highlight. So we are going to take this beautiful shadow right here, pop that on the inner corners, and then we'll move on to the rest of the face. Now, I will say I do already have bronzer on because that is a product that I do not have. I don't think Sydney Grace has, or at least not the last time I remember checking, bronzers, but I do have blush and highlight. So we will be using those. Oh, so stinking pretty. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I have two blushes from Sydney Grace, and they are right here. And I think I want to use probably this kind of pinker one. This right here in the shade Ballet Slippers. It is a matte blush, whereas the other blush that I have from them, First Date, is definitely much more glowy. So go ahead and add a little bit of that. A little bit does go a long way for me. Now, I have very fair skin and it doesn't take much anyway, but it is just so nice. Like, look at that. So stinking pretty. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Look at that. Looks so nice. And for highlight, I have this beautiful highlighter right here. This is in the shade Golden Hour. It is a loose highlighter, obviously. So we'll go ahead and we'll put just a little bit of that on the cheeks. It looks deceptively dark in the pan. Like, if you look in the container, like, it looks so dark. I promise you though, once it goes on the cheeks, I mean, you can see me applying it. It goes on so nicely. So if you pick this up and you are quite fair like I am, don't be intimidated. It is so, so nice. Just all sheared out. And the tops of the cheeks, I mean, look at that glow. Ooh, so pretty. Can't get over it. And it's very smooth on the cheeks. Like, if you're somebody who has texture, I know I am very prone to texture. This does not emphasize it. It doesn't sit on pores, or emphasize pores rather. Obviously it sits on pores. Everything sits on pores because pores are part of your face. That was the dumbest thing ever, sorry. But yeah, it is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then finally, I do have a couple of lip products, 3 to be exact. They are just some beautiful lip creams. So we have this one right here. This is in the shade Elyse. I have this one in the shade Claire. And then this nude-ish one in the shade Christina. I think I want to go with this kind of brickier shade in the shade Claire. So let's go ahead and apply that. Can you hear my little chatter? My little chatter chatter? All right, so the formula of these is really nice. I think this is actually a little bit brighter than this one really calls for, but I'm gonna run with it, even though, yeah, I kind of want to blend in. Do we add a little bit of the berryish color and just sort of mix it together on the lips? Let's give it a try, shall we? Blend it in with my fingers a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. We'll see. I don't think it's terrible, but maybe it didn't help. I don't know. But what I was going to say is this is more like a very pigmented gloss. Uh-oh, both of them are starting to cry. This is more like a very pigmented gloss. It doesn't dry down, or it's certainly not transfer proof. So just be aware of that. It is more like a liquefied lipstick or a very opaque lip gloss. It has a slight amount of tack to it, but not overly much. But again, it's not going to be transfer proof. It doesn't dry down, but it feels nice and hydrating and lovely on the lips. So for me, that's a win. So I really, really enjoy this formula, which is why I have a few of them. And that, my friends, is the final look. I think the only thing that I own from them that I didn't talk about because I had it set to the side, oh no, are the liquid shadows. I have a couple of those. I have Campfire and My Bond. Let me see if I can give you a couple of quick swatches before I need to wrap up. Because, uh-oh, I have some sad babies. Oh no. All right, get these. Oh dear, blend it out just a little. But you can see what they look like. Now these are amazing. They are absolutely budge proof. So once you blend them out and they dry down, they're not going anywhere. So this one right here is Campfire. And then this one is My Bond. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so since the girls are waking up and wanting some attention, I will go ahead and wrap up here. I would recommend checking out Sydney Grace. I will make sure to link down below everything that I've used on my face today. And then definitely, if you're interested in the brand, their Christmas in July sale is the time to do it. Check out their Instagram page. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.